is...
We've got to weather tape the gables with that weather taping. You just put it in there. And then we will be adding the roof beams.
See in a minute.
Main beam first.
Okay, so we have to weather tape over the
That's
sink,
fun.
right?
Yes.
I'll show you this real quick. We have our roof beams bolted to the L brackets that was bolted to the gables in the last step. Now you want to make sure you will look your roof beam, the channel, faces to the outside because of the semi-radius up here on this top. Fits the grade that your roof will run, and your tin will screw down to this flange. If you put this up there, you're not going to have the holes for your tin to go to, which is probably not going to line up with the crap anyway, but that's what they're there for. Now we decided to leave these bolts loose right here, these two, on all 4 L brackets. That way we can move this as we need to. We figured out that tightening everything all the way tight bites you in the butt later. You got to loosen it. So
on to roofing.
Okay, now we got to pick out our roof panels. Okay, now we start with roof panels, and I want to just go over this real fast. I done already got the looking from the front here, the left side panel up, which would be number, let's see if I can get it where you can see it, 6640, and then the right side is 6641, and those are actually reversed back at the back, but we'll cover that in a minute. But the way you got to do it, on where your gables are, you got 4 bolts that comes in from the bottom of the gables, and you use your plastic washer and nut on the top to tighten it down. The same thing down this side, and it screws down this row and this row, or down your center ridge and your middle beam on each side will be screws. This side here will also be screws, but you wait on it, don't put it up, because you got to put your trim on. Let's see how this turns out. And if you can see it on camera, yeah, make sure it's adjusted
Yep.
And you want to make sure and get your weather stripping on as you go, because I really ain't 100% sure how we're going to get the ridge cap installed. Because you can't put no weight on top of this, trust me, they're not going to hold you.
After you get those 2 up, you want to go ahead and put the next 2 panels, you want to go ahead and secure, or go ahead and put up and fasten in the middle a piece of the ridge cap. And that part number for the roof panel that I just slid up is 6529.
Or your center big panels.
Yeah, there will be 6 of these total going up because these are the center ones. And we will also be putting up the ridge cap, which is 6869. Where the 2 pieces join, do not fasten those together yet.
What do you mean?
Right here, because this is where the ridge cap is.
Oh, I know that.
Okay.
You gotta have a bolt and nut for that.
Okay. Oh, I see that now. All right. You ready for the next panel?
I gotta move me ladder if you don't want to decapitate me.
No, I don't want to decapitate you.
Well,
Move me ladder.
it wouldn't exactly be decapitation.
I better hurry.
It'd be your chest.
Well, Madeline, I think it would be considered close enough to decapitation.
It might be close, but it would not be decapitation.
Hand me a panel, Bonnie.
So, we're gonna finish up these roofing panels and then we will give you all a glimpse at it. It is starting to kind of sprinkle the rain here, so we'll see you in a bit.
Okay, we're losing light and everything. We have our ridge or our roof panels all on. Whenever you go to putting them on, do not put the screws that fastens your roof panels to your end walls or your side walls until after you got all the top together. That way everything, you just line everything up a lot easier, trust me. While you're going along with your roof panels, after you get 2 panels on, see a little bit better from this side. After you get your first roof panel and your second roof panel, put your ridge cap. You know, you got this roof panel, this side and the other side, obviously. Put your first 4 panels on, 2 on each side. Bolt your, or as you're going along, run weather stripping tape over the seam on the metal. Then bolt your first section of ridge cap down with, you can bolt them tight in the center of that ridge cap. But out here on the end, don't tighten them down yet, and don't put no bolts on this end. And then as you run your next one, there is a short piece of ridge cap with the kit. It goes in the middle. You can bolt it down, continue running them, and then put your last one on. But do not tighten the end bolts, end 2 bolts. There's 2 bolts on each end of the ridge cap. Don't tighten them down. Actually, you can see I ain't even put these right here in yet. Right here, because there's actually a cap that goes right here and makes it all pretty. I don't know how much more footage I'm going to be able to get tonight. It's getting dark, but after all the ridge caps on, after all your roof panels, weather strip tape, ridge caps, all that's bolted down, then you come along your sidewalls and attach them to your sidewall angles that we put in there on the top of your sidewalls. You got to go through and tighten all this down and screw it all down to your sidewalls and tie it all together. Alright, well, our roof panels in. Now it's time to do the roof trim. It'd be part number 6615, 2 of those for the long brown painted pieces. And the short brown painted piece is the 6014 part number. Take 2 of the 6015s and 1 6014 on each side. I don't know for sure if you will be able to see this on the camera or not. I will try to just kind of stick one up here and show you how it goes. Come right up over the edge of your tin. And the roof panels. Do not put a screw in the end just yet, because there's a little corner piece that goes on the corners, which obviously on our build here, this corner is not high enough for anybody to get into, but on the opposite side, somebody will run right into the tin there, and it could hurt. Probably going to get cussed out by your buddy if he's drinking one night and walked into it. Okie dokie. Now let's try to do this without giving you whiplash via camera. On the ends of your roof panels, ever so many ridges apart, you'll see there is a little hole there for the screws to go in. Use the big hole on your trim piece, like so, right over that, and line it up. You'll just put one in this center. Leave that one empty. Like I said a minute ago, there's a little trim piece goes on that corner. Put one here, leave this one empty because there is a short piece of this trim, 6015 I believe is the part number. And right here, Brittany's holding it up for us. It'll go there, and then your other long piece of trim will go on down on that end.
After he gets that ready, I'm going to hand him these little end piece trim things that's supposed to protect people's heads.
And if you'll look inside of them, there's an L and an R. Those are left side looking at the building, or right side looking at the building.
I don't know if it can actually be seen there. Try to show it on camera, but I don't think it can be seen.
Sweetheart, I need a screw without the washer.
A screw without the washer.
These call for a screw, no washer, just a screw. Get that in there.
I can't tell.
Move you up here, try to keep from getting you drunk. Alright, you see we'll put the little end cap on. It ties through, the screw goes down through your end cap, through your edge trim, and your corner roof panel. All three will line up with, you just have to mess with them. And if you are in the situation like we're in here, where I can't actually fold out the ladder and use it as a step ladder, make for sure that you hook your ladder here to where it catches on solid and behind it. If you catch just on these wall panels, they won't hold your ladder.
Like right there.
Yeah, like over there. I messed up. My ladder slid down on me and I didn't realize it.
It's got a screw in it. It's got a screw in it.
Wrong side.
Oh, that needs a right one, doesn't
Well,
it?
see, it's on the little corner pieces, but it says the L and the R in them, left and right. I should have clarified a second ago. It's from whichever end you're looking at. If you are looking towards the front, the one with the L goes on your left hand side, the one with the R goes on the right hand side. But looking from the back, it's the same thing. So you got one L on the front and one R
on the front.
On the front, and same thing on the back.
Sorry.
You have a L on the front corner, and then on the same side of the building coming back, you'll have a R on that corner. And you'll just repeat basically the same process on the other side. Next thing, what we're going to do right now is you have your ridge cap. Make sure it's. Next thing you do, you have your ridge cap trim. Will actually go in the two main end bolts, and that's the reason why the instructions is, and I think I even said it yesterday. Last night we run out of daylight, so we didn't get to finish everything, and that's actually a big no-no. with these buildings.
We just got lucky that no windstorms.
Yeah, we got lucky there's no windstorm. But in the main end of your ridge cap, there's 2 bolts and nuts that holds your ridge cap to your roof panels. The instruction says to leave them loose. I actually left them out on the front end, but on the back end where I knew we was running out of time, I actually went ahead and put them in and tightened them just to help hold everything together. So on this back side, I'll have to loosen these, but Brittany will move the camera around here and help where you can see it better. I tightened them up last night because I wanted everything to hold together as good as it could. There, and we run out of daylight. We're out. Absolutely hate these messed up size nuts. Apparently I tightened that too tight. There she went.
Well, these were just so the brand is on there.
Well, it's just trim to help kind of cover everything up and blend everything in a little bit. Cover up all the little sharp edges and stuff. Makes it look a little better. Da, 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 da. Superman!
Going to the front.
Yeah, we'll go up here to the front. Recording.
Yep.
And now we're at the front side of the building. I'm just sticking a bolt, plastic washer in through the ridge cap. Like I said, on the back, I went ahead and tightened those up last night because I knew we wasn't going to get done. But when they started the roof, I was hoping we might, so I hadn't put them in like the instructions said. Now I'm just getting these started, and then I'll put the ridge cap trim. Just slide it under your ridge cap. The end of them there, it's got a little forked. They're slotted. So you can go ahead, run your bolt, start your nut, and you just slide it underneath your ridge, between the ridge cap and the roof panel, and tighten her down. Tied up.
And here we go.
Alright, now we're on to step 15, door assembly. First thing you're going to need, obviously, is one of the doors, which they are part number 100477. And then you're going to need the part number 3719, which is a handle brace, which is that little bitty guy, little bitty fella. And you'll also need the handle, which I don't even see a part number for it. It's a handle, and then you're also going to need the vertical brace, which is a 6300. It's a little channel like that. I guess you can see it.
Yeah. I don't think any of the pieces that were brown like that, I don't think any of them had parts numbers. No. We had to sort them out by their pictures.
That makes them fun. Alright, so now what you want to do, be gentle with your doors so you don't scratch it all to pieces, obviously. You'll look, the tan or whatever color, white side, same color as your, not your door jamb, but your actual metal. That's your outside.
The gray is the inside.
And the darker gray is the inside. your vertical brace will run up and down. You're gonna have to zoom this in. Let's stand the door up here and show you. I got it.
I gotta
inside
zoom
right
out
now.
a little bit. There we go. I can see the.
But if you can see this row of holes, it comes up through here. Your vertical brace will go right there, like that, screw in. But this screw right here will be your third hole down, but it'll be the second screw that you're putting in during this step. Your door handle brace comes over here, like so. Screw comes through the outside of the door, through the eye on the side. If you look, you'll see how this in here is an angle, just a flat, regular piece of angle on this end. This end here, they have cut a step or cut part of one side of the L off, and you have that tab will go here, and then this hole will come over here to the top hole in your door handle bracket. Alright, now what we done, I had, we paused the camera a minute. Brittany come in here and helped me kind of hold it up. We put our vertical brace in and our handle brace. There is a bolt and a nut comes through the top side of your plastic handle. I'll show you right here in just a second. Comes through on the one side of your handle brace. We went ahead and run that screw in. We don't have none of the rest of them in yet, so we can lay it down and it'll be easier to work with. And then I'll show you more what I'm talking about. If you see the plastic handle set up, we got 2 bolts run through from the outside, nuts on the inside. And then if you'll notice, there is a row of bolts along the top and the bottom of your door. You know, that this door can go to either side depending on how I put the other pieces of trim on. But you're not going to put nothing in those just yet because you have 2 braces that goes along the top and bottom of the door also. But what we are going to have to do is our vertical brace. We have to now line it up with to be able to put these other 2 screws. And again, it's the screw and the plastic washer. And remember, it's the same thing as your exterior stuff. It's so easy to strip out. And once you know your handle brace is placed the way you want it, now you need to tighten the bolt and nut in your handle. So, and then continue step 15. Sorry for my phone, guys. Continue step 15. We're going to do our horizontal brace on the top and bottom and our door guides along the bottom. For this step, you're going to need part number 100497. There'll be 2 of them and 2 door guides. It's like Brittany mentioned earlier, the little brown parts, there is no part numbers on them. This is the door guide. See it go to the finder there?
I can see it. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. There we go.
See how those are made, little funky looking fellers? That's your door guides. I'll go grab the 10497 part number from over in this here vicinity somewhere. I believe that was one of them that's hard to find the number on, but I'm pretty sure it's those right there the way they look. Yeah, that's them. Okay, 10497 is a tan part, tan angle, has 6 bolt holes in it. on one side of the L, nothing on the other.
Six bolts and nuts.
With washers.
With. Guess what?
Done with Mama to the rescue yet again. Alright, so now I guess the next thing we need to do is flip the coin and see which one's going to be base or top, which one's going to be bottom, I suppose.
Just remember, whichever one you choose to be top or bottom, you got to do the opposite.
Sure it's right on the other, don't you?
Yeah.
Can't have two tops. Don't work out. Alright, so what we're going to do, got concrete, my nose, concrete dust in my nose, it's getting on my nerves. 10497 horizontal brace. It's kind of the way that, and I'll tell you, the way, sometimes the way these directions are wrote up is kind of aggravating, but if you take just a second, you'll be able to see what's what on it. But if you look, you know, like I said, the side that has the bolt holes, we're going to make this the bottom of our right-hand door. That's what we're going to go with here. This will be the right-hand door looking from the outside, bottom. Alright. You'll turn your L like so. Your bolt holes will be facing over to the bottom side of your door. If I can get the line up. And if you will look, this crimp that they have on that L bracket, if I can get the flopper right. You have to line all these bolt holes up. But if you will look right here, if you zoom in for me. Alright, I've got the bottom one stuck in place. But if you'll look at the way when they made their L angle, you'll notice they left a groove here, open.
Or a lip, as some people
Or a
call
lip.
it.
You know, it's been crimped over, but it's actually left open rather than crimped tight. You can actually, you slide it and let it catch your door. Let your door panel slide inside of it, making sure that all your bolt holes are lined up. And then you take, start with, you put one bolt coming from the outside, bolt and washer, to the inside. Start it. You start it, then, and now that bolt will go through your vertical brace that we put up through the center where we put the 3 screws in. It'll come down, those 3 will be in it, and then the bolt and the nut catches it on the bottom and holds all of it together. Now on the bottom of your door, again, is where you have to put your door guides at. And if you will look closely here, the way this guide goes in, if you'll look, it's kind of like a funky L. The longer part of your L faces what would be towards the inside of your building, like so. Slides on here like this right here. Can you see that good?
Yep. Had to adjust the camera a little bit, but got it.
Alright, you'll go to the outside hole, bolt through it, nut coming up from the bottom. And what this actually does, this actually runs in your track to help hold your door in place on the underside. At the sounds like we may be fixing to get a thunder boomer. Again. Okay, got that one started. Then you'll come in the hole beside it there, like I said, you know, there's 6 holes in that horizontal brace, 6 holes in the top and the bottom of your door. Right inside of your bottom door guide is one. Put it in, tighten it up. And of course that in there I'm going to have to try to hold it. Alright, so we have put our bottom horizontal brace on. I wanted to get the camera over here a little bit closer. Let me grab this other one. This is for the top, but I haven't put it on yet, so I want to show you what I'm talking about. But you turn this through your door. You turn it like this right here. If you follow me there. The L goes up the door and down. But if you look, this little ledge right here, this lip, right there, that actually, your door panel actually slides inside of that. And watch, it is sharp. But when you put your bolts and nuts, this is the bottom side, that's your door guide. It goes down in the track on the bottom of your floor. This bolt goes through your vertical brace that we put the 3 screws in earlier that come around the full length of the door. That bolt and nut goes put through it, through your horizontal brace, and then on the other side is the same thing with the door guide on the outside hole, and just bolt and nut to the door panel and your horizontal brace. Same thing on this side, like I said. And then on the top side, when we put this up in the top, you will only put the 1 bolt in it that goes through your vertical brace. You'll only put the 1 in right now, because these 2 holes on each end will actually go into your door slides up on the top track. Now we're going to install the top horizontal bracket. You'll look right here, I'm sliding the door panel into that lip that's on the bracket, lining my bolts up, and as I said earlier, this 1 bolt will actually go through your vertical support and horizontal and panel. Bolt with a washer on it, comes to this side, and like I said, you're only putting 1 in on the top, because the other 2 will be screws going into your actual door slides on the upper track, which is in a later step. And then when you get 1 door done, just do the other. But remember, when you go to them, that top or bottom doesn't matter right now on your first one, but your second one it does, because you have to do it the same but opposite. Makes a whole lot of sense, I know. But you will repeat the same step: vertical brace on the door panel with the handle brace, 2 bolts in the handle, 1 screw that goes through the end of your handle brace. 1 bolt for your handle will go through the end of your handle brace. Once you have all that together, you can tighten it down, and then put 2 other screws in your vertical brace. Then you get your horizontal braces and put them at the bottom. I have forgotten the part numbers now. You put your bottom one with a bolt through your vertical and your horizontal and your door panel itself, bolt and nut. Door guides at the bottom corners, bolt and nut through all of that, and then 2 beside it. And then when you do your top horizontal brace, only 1 bolt and nut through the middle hole of your door panel. Leave the other 2 holes, 2 on each side, open for your door slides. All right, after you get your doors, both of them put together, all your horizontal and vertical braces and everything. The end that you put your bottom door guides on, of course, obviously it's the bottom. Go in there about half open, half closed, whatever, on your door. Depending on if you're half a glass full or half glass empty, whatever.
I'll come over and help hold it up.
Well, zoom in right here on your door slides. If you'll see, there's three holes at an angle. There's three at an angle here, three at an angle here. One screw will go into one hole into one of these and one into one of these. This is how you have to cinch your door for just, you'll want it just a little off the ground, but you'll also want it running kind of level. So what I'm going to do to start with, I'm going to put the, well, slide this door over here. Hold it. What do we do with the screws?
In my hand.
All right, when you go through your,
You only need 4 of them.
I know. When you're going through all your hardware, you'll notice it listed 8 black screws. All right, here's what they're for. 4 for each door. They're a little bit bigger than the rest of the screws we've been using through the process. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with 2 just to hold my door up and see how the angle is.
You're blocking the light. No, it still didn't work. I don't think.
Another advantage to the different holes, all the different ones, is if your building is just a little out of level, it helps you level your doors wherever it's right. Like I said, I'm starting out in the lowest hole of the door guides. And I only put two screws in it, and they're not even tight, just to see how my door was going to work. As you can see, it slides pretty easy. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to add the other 2 screws and tighten it out. You are putting screws through thin metal into plastic, so do not over torque. If you over torque, you'll break them. And then it's all kinds of fun stuff. But if you do happen to break one, get a hold of us. We do have an extra one. Not a door, but an extra door slide. But as you can see, outside looking in, our left door is working good.
You mean from inside looking out?
No, I said from outside looking in, it'd be the left door.
Oh.
It's the right door outside,
I
inside
thought you
looking out.
meant. Look at. Never mind.
All right, now, and I just kicked the crap out of camera. My apologies. So what I'm going to do is, we were so lucky on the other side, I'm going to start with the bottom set of holes on this side as well. Which when you slide the door all the way against the wall like I did, it gets a little stuck in there. Again, I am only starting 2 screws, the furthest hole on the door to the lowest hole that corresponds in the slides.
I'm gonna try the door out before you put the second bolts in.
Works perfect.
Yep.
And that screw's got paint in it, so that's fine. The bit won't hold on to it. Hopefully it'll tighten it up. Again, when you're tightening them up, don't tighten too tight. You kind of have to hold your door up kind of level there to help hold everything in place till you get your screws tight. And I'm going to take the camera outside, sweetheart. And I know we already had some junk thrown in our building, and that's because last night, again, when we were filming last night, we ran out of time. Now then, on the truth, one finger. Now you see, you have a wider gap at the bottom. That means I need to do a little adjusting on the inside. What I need to do is, if the gap is wider at the bottom than the top, your inside brackets, your two closest together, you will have to move the screws up one hole, which will tilt your door that way. If your gap at the bottom is closer than the top, then you use your screws in the other ones. So, hang tight.
Looks good.
If you will look, top and bottom is touching perfect.
Move the chair.
And what I done, I kept messing with them. If you heard me there, I kept taking screws out. I wanted to try to adjust them even on both doors, just because I wanted adjustments for future if the building ever shifts for some reason. It shouldn't, sitting on concrete. But the top is touching, bottom is touching, the middle is not. That is not something you can help. That is the door panels. The way all this stuff is pressed out on machines, there's nothing you can do about that. You do have a little gap there, which is not a bad thing because you're going to have a lock. If you will notice your handles, there is two holes, one on top, one on the bottom of each plastic handle. You put a lock in. And another thing you want to remember is if one door is all the way open, you cannot come past the shutter of your other door